I'm Allendale's chief meteorologist Ryan Martin with a look at your midday weather update. Surface analysis across the country right now shows a cool front sagging south and eastward. It's about halfway across Indiana, just starting to push into Ohio, two-thirds of the way across Illinois, and it's about half to two-thirds of the way across Missouri as well. We've got strong Canadian high pressure coming in behind this. This is going to take temperatures well below normal over a good part of the Corn Belt for at least a couple of days. Once the wind shifted to the south on the backside of this high, we're probably going to see temperatures bounce back up just a little bit. Precipitation has started to fall across parts of Indiana and Illinois. Snow falling. We'll see it probably accumulate a couple of inches before all is said and done, but it's a quick-moving, fairly low-key affair. Going forward, we continue to see a setup that has significant clipper system activity across the eastern part of the country on through the weekend and through next week. This weekend system on Sunday still looks like it could do a little bit of everything. Rain, freezing rain, and snow. Biggest freezing rain risk areas probably over parts of central to northern Indiana right now. We mentioned that more along the lines for livestock production, hog areas. Really need to pay attention to how the freezing rain develops, if it develops. At this point, liquid equivalencies out of this are about a quarter of an inch, call it a tenth to 3/10. But a quarter of an inch of ice, while it shouldn't be dramatic in terms of causing problems, anytime you add ice to a scenario like this, we could be talking about power line issues. So, livestock industry, pay attention. We'll have to see whether this develops some further or not. As we go longer term, then, another system at midweek next week, one next weekend. Still looking at cold air diving in across the country as a whole toward mid-month, taking temperatures well below normal, right on back through the plains as well. The up and down effect on wheat is going to be kind of interesting, especially since I'm starting to hear more complaints coming out of south central parts of Kansas, north central Oklahoma, but definitely Kansas and eastern Colorado saying, hey, could you send us a drink? Could you send us some rain? I'm hearing more talk about that. So when you've got temperatures fluctuating like this, you have to wonder about crop health. And on top of that, the warmer it is, the more evaporation you see. So what little precious moisture they have had or do have in the moisture profile there, warmer temperatures will evaporate that a lot quicker. Everybody talking about action in South America. We don't see any reason to change our thought process here at all. Great moisture coming in over the course of the next couple of weeks. Argentina has a couple of very nice fronts moving through. Brazil doesn't have the frontal action as well defined, although there is a monster low that sits just off the coast of southeast Brazil, Rio Grande do Sul, southeast of Santa Catarina. That's going to throw moisture in across Brazil. 10-day rain totals, as we mentioned in our online write-up this morning, spectacular in eastern parts of Goiás, southwestern Bahia, western Minas Gerais. Those areas were the driest up to this point, and they could be getting the heaviest rains. It's up in the air as to whether or not it helps some of the complaints that we've heard of dryness down there or not. But still, from a market standpoint, things look pretty good in South America. Temperatures need to watch those in Argentina here the next few days, maybe still trending a bit above normal. That's what we tried to do yesterday, and I see us maybe retesting that as we go through today and tomorrow before the front starts to move in this weekend, taking temperatures back down just a bit. Other issues, keep an eye on the former Soviet Union areas as well. We've been mentioning in our online write-up the past couple days how, this week's going to be normal, maybe slightly above in spots, but colder air is coming. Now I'm looking at the colder air coming, but maybe not having as much of an impact on precipitation. Looks to be a very, very localized event. There can be some snow, but we're talking mostly southern parts of the central region, northern parts of the southern region, maybe a bit into the western Volga region. Coverage not as much as we would like, I think, going into a fairly significant cool down in former Soviet Union wheat areas. Other than that, not a lot to talk about at midday. The pattern really hasn't changed much from when we wrote this morning, so we'll leave it alone. If you've got any questions on the weather, give us a call at Allendale. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin.